Good morning, Bucknutters. It is Wednesday, February 25th, 2014. This is the Bucknuts Morning 5. I'm Dan Rubin. Got a packed show for you today. We'll go in complete detail about the NFL Combine and how it affects your Buckeyes. Talk about one of the top receivers in the country who will be on campus here in Columbus shortly. Does Braxton Miller have a new attitude this season? That's coming up today in the boarding house. We'll talk about that. And we'll also say goodbye to a comedy genius. First up, the Combine yesterday. Ryan Shazier and Carlos Hyde finished up their performances. Hyde finally got on the track and ran a 4.66.40 before pulling up with what looked to be a hamstring injury and was done for the day. I don't think that's going to affect his status much. He weighed in at 6'2", 230. He's pretty much the ideal three-down back and should go in the second round the way it looks right now. Ryan Shazier, on the other hand, blew up. The top vertical, the top broad jump, and the top three cone drill marks for any linebacker in attendance. He weighed in at 237 pounds at 6'1". Did not run the 40, choosing to do that on his pro day. But in terms of a prototypical speed range linebacker, I think Ryan made himself some money yesterday. Speaking of making themselves some money, Brad Roby's run for the riches takes place here in a little bit this morning as the quarterback will run his 40, which will be so key for him in terms of where he gets drafted. There's been some more concerns about Roby through the interview process. We talked about that yesterday in the boarding house, and that is troubling. But he measured at 5'11", 194 pounds. He's got prototypical speed if he can show it today. So Brad will get the last laugh. Keep it tuned here to Bucknuts. We'll be watching the NFL Network coverage and have a complete report for you as soon as Brad is done with his run. Who is Ohio State focusing on at wide receiver in the class of 2015? We've talked at length about some of the guys. One of them, out of Arizona, is Christian Kirk, who'll be on campus this week. Who better to go for a report on Kirk than the dean himself?
Wide receiver Christian Kirk from Scottsdale Segura High School in Arizona is the number 2 rated wide receiver prospect in the country in the 247 Sports Composite. He is the number 1 prospect in the state of Arizona, both in the 24/7 Sports Composite and the 24/7 Sports Rankings. And he will be at Ohio State making an unofficial visit, I should say, on Thursday. The 5'10", 195-pound Kirk has got a list of scholarship offers that anyone would envy. Everyone from Oregon to Ohio State to USC, Texas A&M, of course the Arizona schools, you name it. They've named Christian Kirk, and the Buckeyes will get their shot on Thursday when he makes that unofficial visit to Columbus. He will likely be accompanied by at least one family member, and obviously Urban Meyer and his staff are going to roll out the red carpet for Christian Kirk. He's a priority guy, just a dynamic player that the Buckeyes dearly would like to land.
Early on, at least, the word on Kirk is Texas A&M is out in front. For what it's worth, he reminds me a lot of Johnny Dixon, probably the top receiver Ohio State was able to corral in the class of 2014. It's all about number 5. We know that. Braxton Miller returning for his senior year. Talked to a source recently who knows Braxton and had some insight onto how Braxton dealt with the last few months of last season, how his NFL status was affected and what that did to his decision. This guy thinks that Braxton may have a new and improved attitude heading into the season, which will be beneficial for all Buckeyes. And lastly, people, we lost a legend yesterday. Harold Ramis, comic genius, passed away at the age of 69. Most of you probably know Ramis as Egon from Ghostbusters, but know that he wrote movies such as Animal House, Caddyshack, Stripes, Meatballs, and in tribute we will leave you with a classic scene from his performance as Russell Ziske in Stripes. How he didn't win an Academy Award for this, I don't know. But here's the scene where Ramis and Bill Murray had to enlist for the Army. Have a great day, Bucknutters.
Well, sometimes the Army's your best shot. Now, there's a couple of questions that I have to ask you. They're a little personal. Have you ever been convicted of a felony or a misdemeanor? That's robbery, rape, car theft, that sort of thing.
Convicted?
Yeah.
No.
Never convicted.
That's good. Good. Are either of you homosexuals?
You mean like flaming or?
Well, it's a standard question we have to ask.
No, we're not homosexual, but we are willing to learn.